What's going on, everybody? Welcome to today's video. So I'm going to show you how I go about acquiring comic book collections. That's one of my favorite things to do, is acquire a big collection and bring it home and sort through it and try to find cool keys, cool books for my personal collection, and then take the remainder books that I don't really want for my personal stash and go ahead and sell them. Of course, I sell them on Facebook Marketplace, I sell them on eBay, and I also have a Whatnot channel. If you guys haven't not checked out Whatnot, definitely check my link down below in the description. You can get $15 for free to spend over on Whatnot, and I have shows pretty frequently, and it's a lot of fun. But I try to flip my comics that I don't want, and then I try to acquire books at the best deal possible, and buying collections is a great way to do that. Sometimes you have to put out quite a bit of money up front. Like, I just recently picked up a huge collection for $4,000, but I actually ended up making all of my money back and had about 5 or 6 short boxes worth of books left over that keep in my personal collection, which basically I had no money into. So that's a great way to fund the hobby. So let's go now and check out Facebook Marketplace, because that is pretty much my main go-to when trying to find collections. I try to find them locally, and then I can go out, I can look at the collections in person and, see if the deal is worth it or not. I do not buy collections, through the mail, like shipping, sight unseen, things like that. Sometimes I will buy small bundles of books, and have people ship them to me. But typically, if I'm buying a big collection, like 10 short boxes or more, I definitely want to see them in person and, not have to pay the shipping, of course. So like I said, let's check out Facebook Marketplace, which is my go-to spot to find collections. And let's take a look at a few listings that are in my area. So as I mentioned, I like to go on Facebook Marketplace, and I'll search using keywords such as comics, comic books, comic collections, different certain keywords that I can use to search throughout Facebook Marketplace to see if there's any cool listings and some good deals. And as you see in my area, there are actually quite a few listings here for comic books and comic book collections. So we're going to go through, take a look, and, flip through and see what kind of deals may be out there currently. I'm looking at this listing right now as of July 23rd, 2025. And as you see, there are quite a few things here for comic books and comic collections for sale in my area. All right, let's take a look at a first listing here. This is great collection of 825 Spider-Man comics. In the description, they show, different titles. They have Amazing Spider-Man, Web of Spider-Man, Spectacular Spider-Man, all the classic titles there. Let's see if there's any big keys, because this is a listing for $2,000 for 825 comics. Kind of seems a little pricey. Let's see here. There's a Spider-Man 2099 number 1. It's like a $10, $15 book. There's some Maximum Carnage books there. I'm not seeing any big keys, no earlier Spider-Man books. That's a cool J. Scott Campbell cover that we just passed. But honestly, for $2,000 for 800 books, this would probably be a pass for me. Let's look at another listing here. Comic books, $300. Looks like $300 or best offer. They come in Budweiser wooden boxes, but they want to sell those separately, which is kind of funny. Let's see what kind of books they have. Punisher 2099. Not a particularly expensive book. Definitely some dollar bin books here. We're going to flip through this video that they had posted, see if there's anything cool. Of course, the books are in wooden boxes. We got some New Warriors, more dollar bin stuff. Punisher, New Warriors, Punisher. All right, definitely a pass for me for $300. Just a bunch of dollar bin books. All right, let's see another one here. 200 plus comics for over $500. So, $2-3 a piece. They have a big description here. You know, you can read through that real quick. Let's take a look at some of the pictures here to see what kind of books we're looking at. All right, a lot of kind of oddball stuff here. Quicksilver #1, Cable #1, Youngblood. All right, another collection of like bulk or dollar bin type books. Probably not going to be interested in this one either. Not a crazy deal. Nothing really that I could really resell easily. All right, let's keep going. Let's see. We have a comic book collection. 550 comics. A list of titles there. Silver Surfer, Punisher, Captain America, X-Men, Batman, Deathstroke, Robin. All right, looks like we might have another bulk collection here. There's some decent Spider-Man books. I mean, you know, stuff that you could sell like $3 to $5. No books that I need for my personal collection. Definitely a lot of stuff I already have. And it doesn't look like there's nothing too crazy in this collection here. And yeah, I mean, it's not a bad deal, though. $150 for all those books is not a horrible deal. Comic book lot. Let's see. Let's take a look at this video. A bunch of Firestorm books. All right. Anything else? Just Firestorm. Let's skip through the video here. Superman. All right. Lots of DC. Some Brave and the Bold. Those are cool. Some World's Finest. Some Bronze Age stuff, which is nice to see. All right, Blue Devil. Lots of DC in this collection. Is there any Marvel coming up? Let's see. Punisher. There we go. Marvel. Wild Things. Web of Spider-Man. All right, yeah. Let's take a look at some of these other pictures. A lot of unbagged and boarded stuff. An X-Men #1. Some What If books. Some Kingdom Come. Firestorm #1. That book's at least worth more than $1. Cool Hawkeye book. I don't know. Nothing too crazy. $350. Probably going to pass on this one here. Yeah, nothing really stood out to me on this collection. And if you notice the trend, you know, a lot of bulk books. Here is a huge bulk collection. $485. Looks like the price was marked down. Over 2,000 comic books in this collection. But take a look at the pictures here and you'll see straight up bulk books. You know, lately, I just really am trying to avoid buying bulk collections. They're really hard to sell. I don't have a store where I can just put out dollar bins and let them sit there for, you know, months and months for people to pick through. You know, I mean, definitely a good deal, I guess. $500, less than $500 for all those. All right, what do we got here? $30 for horror comics. All right, this is right up my alley here. Some cool titles, some stuff that I personally like. $30 for all these books, that's actually not a bad deal. Looks like they got the Bernie Wrights and Twisted, some Tomb of Dracula, some Bronze Age Charlton books. That's actually a cool listing. I would buy that one. All right, guys, so that'll do it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed checking out the listings on my local Facebook Marketplace, talking a little bit about acquiring comic book collections. Let me know down in the comments, do you personally buy collections, or you just go out and buy like single books, you know, from a comic show or a comic shop, you know, or online, like Whatnot or eBay? You know, let me know what you do down in the comments. But thank you so much for watching. Don't forget, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the notification bell, and as always, I will see you on the next one.